have them
I
as
see.
unwrapped one. Mm.
So, yeah, would that help if I would send you UVs separately, like a
Mm.
PNG or a Photoshop? I'm thinking,
Yeah,
if
maybe
so.
that would be the best, and in the end, maybe it would be most beneficial if I could have have some time on Blender and begin to take them take the models there, and then I could jump in and out uh, with with the painting app. So then it would probably work well. But yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Mhm. Yeah, also now that you mentioned that, because yeah, that was and also another thing that I was thinking about regards to the workflow,
Mm-mm.
like maybe it would be good also for you. Let's say like how would be the best for you to like as you said, like jump in and out from one app to the other,
Mm-hmm.
from either laptop or iPad, and was yeah maybe thinking.
But also
Mm,
there's the possibility of just doing screen grabs from the forger, and then uh, taking them to Procreate and doing the same thing as I did with the faces, and that worked out uh,
and
nicely.
then you project it back in Forger.
Yeah, the
uh
projection tool is working pretty nicely, so it could work that way.
Maybe how about not necessarily like next week, but maybe next weekend, or when you have time next week, if we try
Mm-hmm.
these, which one is the best for you?
Mm, I'm thinking that maybe,
Obviously, if you have time. So if you don't, then that's.
yeah, and probably it's the same same way as I jumped in and out from the between Porter and Procreate, which worked
Mhm.
pretty well. And if I have time, then also going through with it with Blender could help also a bit.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I did, and I did a test for the chair, so I'm just checking how it's
Oh yeah.
coming out. Okay.
Yeah, that is good then. Yeah, actually, assume. Yeah, we can test with the room. Sure. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so it seems that it's pretty it's pretty it's not that uh, logical. It seems pretty illogical how it came out. I can show it, but so I'm thinking that maybe it's, yeah, best to do the screen grab and then,
Hmm.
as I did before, because
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
end it worked well.
Yeah, it's at least the screenshots you sent me, they look really cool. So I was like, wow, man, that's better than
Mm.
Photoshop. I was playing around the other way, and that's really. It's the controls actually that's just like so crappy, like the camera
Mm.
controls and
Mm.
It's like every 5 or 6 adjustment you have to reset the camera because it's just like you can't really. It's the zoom is weird. It's the you try to focus on, let's say, the chair as you mentioned or something, and
Mm.
however you try to, it have a weird sort of focus, and it just like always focuses somewhere else. And it's like, oh
Mm.
my god.
Yeah, jumps around then.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I put the uh, I sent you the texture test I did for the chair, so you can see it's not really
Oh, oh, gotcha. I see.
not that not that good.
No,
Not really.
yeah. I see. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's good. I think. I mean, like now that we test,
Mm,
that's how everything starts. So
mm, yeah, but yeah, just just good for a try, and maybe they will maybe they will upgrade the painting tool later on, even though the sculpting thing is working really nicely.
mhm, gotcha.
Yeah, so so we'll keep it in the old way of doing things. Mm,
Yeah, and also the room you sent me today earlier today. That's really cool, man. I was surprised. It's looking really good. I mean,
thanks.
also in a sense that like. It looks even better, like because I was thinking of that maybe we could bake the lighting information in Maya or somewhere else or even Unity, but
Mm-hmm.
to tell you the truth, I much prefer the way you do it. So I much prefer that you
Mm,
actually, yeah, paint it into the light because then it's the style, the look and feel is consistent in my opinion, at least. Like
mm-hmm.
it's, I was thinking about this. I noticed it when I was trying to texture the ship, that the front is really in the same style, shaded and with highlights and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, but I only had the top with just solid colors, and I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like also the same goes for what's that, for the crow, that it's looking
Yeah.
cool in a painted way, in a different fashion, let's say, or in a
Mm-hmm.
different style, and that I actually really like, and it was
Mm-hmm.
actually really captivating when I initially, we started to collaborate in your art, that it's really like painterly, and then it's really
Mm.
like your style, basically. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
and so I really like that, the lights on the top and also on the pillar, or on that yeah,
Mm.
basically on the pillar thingy. So I think
Yeah.
it's really cool. And don't worry about like no hurries on any of these things, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm still just modeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you see, yeah, I was still doing that. So
Mm.
sorry. So that's for that. So yeah, we have time on that, and if with by any miracle we hit it, I don't know, in a month or two, that we have all that, then I can jump in and do some things, of course, in what's that, in Mudbox, or either in
Mm.
Photoshop, and try to copy, from your existing artworks, parts, and stuff like that, to mimic your style. Uh,
Yeah. Um, and so did you mean that I could give some time to, for example, paint the ship from the up and down more mm, like more in more detailed way.
I mean, I like those. So those are good. If you and you know when time comes,
Hmm.
if you fancy for it, I might actually give you the 3D ship, the model,
Yeah.
because we already have it. So it might be not
Hmm.
just easier, but maybe it would be well, not productive, but more would make more sense from a production standpoint, because then we can just the paint is on, and then we can actually the things are sort of rigged, or like it's set up like the door the
Hmm.
is opening and stuff like that. There's sort of like an interior, so and then we can just or actually, yeah, or I can grab it actually, and
Yeah.
uh, so it's not we don't necessarily have to do it in the original artwork, if you got what I mean.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
then you have time, so it's not like because I'm just still now doing I redone the exterior of the prison, when we talked
Hmm.
about da-da-da. Yeah, that's why it's good we are streaming. I just realized that now but yeah, basically whoa, it might just be a bit like quack. So no, okay, it's sort of
Okay.
not that laggy.
I'll pop in. So I'll pop in from my phone. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
can be later, like when.
Yeah. No.
I just realized
What?
okay, the sound works at least.
Yeah. It sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I started to redo it in like when we talked about maybe there could be like let me find that. So
Hmm.
that we could include a sort of like a pond, and it would be a smallish island on a smallish island, and that way
Hmm.
we don't have to, we can just only work on the background
Yeah.
foliage, like trees and whatnot.
Hmm.
And over here in the foreground, as you see, it's like a lower texture already, and then like we can start to zoom in. I'm not sure how. Maybe it's a bit laggy over your end, so it might maybe a bit later when you see it. But we can start to zoom
Hmm.
from here when it's gonna arrive there, and
Okay.
yeah, and do some cuts that are just like going around
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And yeah, well, so yeah, now I'm gonna do the actual prism. That's probably gonna be a separate scene altogether.
Okay.
And after that, probably this weekend I gonna try to set up obviously this MMO server
Hmm.
part of it. So I might send you sometimes. Actually, so we do for the ship. We have the interior. That's really good. Trailer characters. That's really good. Okay, we are
Hmm.
making nice progress here. So
Yeah.
gameplay wise, yeah, coded thingy. What we have?
Hmm. Nice. Nice list. Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Ah. Yeah. Just today I was thinking about that
Mhm.
Indus. I can sometime do the paint for that too.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm, 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 mm. Actually, just today I was thinking that I have this one older painting I did, and it's not like in Gusa, but it's in a bit same manner, like a bit like this mm, character with some universal magics or something. But it's not like the same, but in a
Hmm.
bit the same direction. So mm, I already have kind of the color templates, so it wouldn't be
Uh-huh.
tough to begin.
That's nice. That's really cool. That's really good. Oh yeah, just realized or was thinking that now that you have actually yeah that now that you have oh yeah, that's just like yeah, the onboarding is not really ready there. I was just thinking that I technically could send you all the build of the shooter game.
Yeah.
Actually, I might. I just realized that maybe because there is, I think the latest one was like with a built-in level editor,
Hmm.
and for that to make it work, I can check it in the code, but I think
Yeah,
it
that would be really nice to
to try and
test around. Yeah.
try and test. Yeah, I'm also thinking so. Yeah, because it's like sort of like two-folded because with that, so how was it built? Yeah, there are like level elements, so technically I think you could build your own levels in that one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, which is really cool. So basically you wouldn't need me if I send you that build.
Hmm.
I'm thinking, yeah, actually maybe there is a video of that online that I made. Wow, 2 years ago, Jesus. But yeah, yeah, when I initially made the integration for the level editor, but yeah, basically it's just the thing that when you load the level and start the level, because it's not like it's not with it's not really connected or like integrated with this MMO thing
Hmm.
that much, but it's using its own sort of level description file and stuff like that. But anyhow, it's like when you build your level, you have to save it, and then you can load it obviously from the same place. It's just when you start the game, actually, your level that you already built and saved and loaded or something, or
Hmm.
loaded, it's that you have to put your phone to the ground because uh, for the time being it couldn't estimate the height, and that is because the loading of the level. So because the thing is that it actually loads up a level and it only
Hmm.
kickstarts the augmented reality camera afterwards. So by the time by the time the augmented reality camera basically kicks in, the level is
Hmm.
already loaded in eye level, if it makes sense.
Okay.
Like, so if you would just like look onto your phone, the level would be eye level with you, so you would be like on the floor basically, if it makes
Hmm.
sense. And that's why you have to initially put your phone down when the level actually
Ah.
loads, and then you, if you pick it up, then it's all right, because yeah,
Hmm.
because and that is another thing that I'm gonna have to rebuild. I'm probably on it at the same time as I'm mentioning, figuring out the back end and the deployment and all these things that
Hmm.
I gotta because the code base is actually sort of old now and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a redo basically, but what I'm gonna do probably, because there are obviously quite some quite good code in it, like the step detector, the artificial intelligence, and a couple other things,
Yeah.
shooting mechanism, stuff like that. And I'm gonna probably copy those scripts out of the old project, and I just gonna move it to the new one and sort of start fresh, but also like using the old code. So basically, savage scavenge. Sorry, yeah. Basically, try to try to reuse as much as possible from the old code in these coming days or weeks. And
Yeah.
that would be really cool, because it would be integrated with this MMO thing as well. It would be sort of clean. And also on that other note, what I was thinking, because this bug or this thing that you have to put down it to the ground and then lift it up, and basically that is because the augmented reality camera always starts out from the zero center point of the scene, so 000, if it makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, and I just can't change it any other way. And it's just a lot of things are using the Unity zero ground plane and coordinates from the get-go. So when the app kicks in, and I can't really sometimes change those things, because that's how the whole, let's say, framework we integrate or whatnot are used. So what I'm thinking is also at that same time uh, would rework, re-engineer the the camera rig. So basically it would be like the AR camera would be a separate input, actually like a joystick basically, because right now the camera is the camera. That's sort of like the Google way, or like the way it's nowadays built. But my plan is that I just realized a couple of days ago when I was playing around with this MMO thingy,
Yeah.
that we could use that to make it like a controller, like an on-screen uh, joystick. Basically, the user would be an on-screen analog joystick, so to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably that's just something else that I'm gonna play around next weekish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just to keep you in the loop. But yeah, so in the meantime, I'm then probably gonna send you that old build with the video, how, because I think I documented how I build the level and how I put it down to the ground and how it works. So maybe that can help. If not, feel free to say to me, and
Okay.
maybe also in the meantime I can figure out the MMO server from back home when my brother is back, and then we can even give that a shot, because that actually is, as I mentioned now, so it does have an on-screen analog joystick, but it looks around with your augmented reality camera rig, so it's like you look around but you can control it basically. Yeah. And
Okay.
so yeah, so actually I think there are really cool things coming along, so, and a lot of things I feel. And I think I looked at the arts and I'm really happy with them. Like I think they're quite cool. Like they have these N64 PlayStation graphics, but also the texture, because of your paint style, are looking really nice and really atmospheric. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So
Yeah. Thanks.
that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And it will be really nice to get to test all those things to see, and maybe we'll also give some ideas how create new material for the lore and all of these, because they always seem to help each other. One part helps another, and so on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I assume, I mean, probably these workflows we talk about are uh, moldable, let's say, or they're gonna change probably.
Mm.
But I think the more refined they gonna be, the quicker these back and forths and all these things gonna be. So
Yeah.
and obviously we're just gonna know what where to say, what to I don't know put here and there
Mm.
and these sorts of things. I think so. Yeah, yeah. Also, more things we're gonna have, like templates, even code, and
Mm-hmm.
models and textures as well. So, and actually, if we have these backend sort of part figured out, we can just really concentrate on the on the actual gameplay, coding wise, let's say. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so.
sounds good. Yeah, and
Mhm.
yeah, and overall, like, time has gone like really fast. Like, as you said, that the first things we've made were like 2 years ago. I don't really even notice.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
man. It's just like.
so it's and wow, so many great things we've already
Yeah.
got together, and all the all the ideas and everything. So
Yeah,
wow.
and also on that note, because it's like wow, 2 years. But yeah, that's the thing I wanted to say. Like, yeah, we have a bunch of cool art. We have really great story. I think
Mm.
we have quite some models now. We have a solo half as base game, but that's good.
Mm.
And on that note, that we work absolutely remotely, and we got here, and now we are like you say Forger, and I know like how you do it, and these things, like, because we weren't
Mm.
like sharing screen and stuff like that. So I think
Yeah.
compared to that, it's, and obviously, like, obviously you have family. I had quite a bunch of shit going on as well, and compared to that, I think we are getting there, and it's good. And
Mm.
also right now, lately we making nice progress.
Yeah, it seems like it's all the um, kind of, yeah, like kind of the things are really building up together, and well, we have like given it time. First, we started with the street level and um, the skyport kind of thing,
Yeah.
but then now we have this more like kind of compact, nice package, which we have like put together, and I think it's for the better, like, to make it really solid. So no time has gone to waste.
Yeah, yeah, especially because Skyfort was good to also to explore the universe, like
Yeah.
to yeah to because if you remember, we sort of changed a lot of things story wise and everything universe
Yeah.
wise as well since then, and I feel like since then, I think in the past year we quite solidified the things,
Hmm.
because if you think about it, if you if let's say if I published that video 2 years ago, that means that yeah, we started about those ideas, and I think those are sort of
Yeah.
like yes, you mentioned like solidified. Yeah, they've been set in stone, and we really just, yeah, now do things like as yourself. You know, you're doing great job with the arts as well. I nowadays
Yeah,
start
and
to crack on.
wow,
So
and, and just like and it's still just like scratch from the surface. Like just was thinking, well, been thinking about in few days that wow, it's really going to be nice when I get my hands on the hounds, more like getting all the street characters and all the
uh-huh.
dwellers and all, and wow, I like
Yeah, when we
there's
can get lost in the universe, right?
yeah, and there's
Yeah,
so much of like diversity there, so it's gonna
yeah,
be
man. Yeah, and a lot
nice
of
to
opportunities for like side stories, as you mentioned some days ago
mm,
or some weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah, like the kind of not exactly like street scum kind of characters, but these like kind of serious but kind of still like light-hearted. Like I think there's like nice things to build up, and will be fun to get them on the work table, sort of.
Yeah, and on this note, also like obviously this part or this section, we just gonna push through it. You know, like we gonna make a build,
Mm,
make the trailer, build up the stuff. So and obviously, yeah, it's time, but also just like within those, and now I could rehash, you know, the crowd, the street crowd, and it was
mm,
just like way faster that way. And I think
yeah.
eventually, I think what it's gonna be like tricky, like after coming up with the trailer and stuff, is building our first templated level, which means is that like because we're gonna have the gameplay, I think it's sort of there. We sort of have the gameplay, but what we at that time, which is like after
Mm,
the trailer, what we're gonna figure out, I think, is that the part to make it like this episodic sort of thing. So
yeah.
obviously, maybe I mentioned you like I'm actually looking into still, but like this. It's called the director or Cinemachine in Unity, which is like yeah, like a digital director in it. But how we
Mm,
at that point, what we're gonna have is to figure out is like, because at that by that time we're gonna obviously have quite some animation, quite some models that we can
mm,
rehash, you know, and we are sort of we have a good base of templates.
yeah.
And so yeah, after that we're gonna have we're gonna build one of these episodes,
Mm,
but after that it's really gonna be mostly, you know, art, or like basically coming up with the story, modifying things, you know, as you mentioned, like how cool it would be to, you know, the to explore the street scums. But let's say we have, let's
mm,
say, you know, three types of characters or four types of characters by that time, let's say
mm, yeah.
it's going to be way easier, you know, to rehash something from, you know, it can be original obviously, but we would use some old parts from those, like, you know, hey, it's a fat
Mm,
man that we already done here, and okay, repurpose the body, make a different head. Like, so I think
yeah.
from then on, it's gonna be way more like, yeah, explorative and yeah, and way better basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Hey. So, do you want to see like in the meantime,
Mhm.
uh, I I began to do the chair, and now I have the first part for 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 like projection.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I'll just see. Just a second. I'll just send it. So I just had a check on the on the uh,
Oh, cool.
textures that you sent me, and
Uh-huh.
took a bit from there, but then I just began to paint on that.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Good. Uh-huh.
and yeah, so how does it work out? I exported it in PNG, so it shouldn't have any background, but it's looking like whitish. So if you
I would.
if you take it somewhere like to Maya or something, does it still have the white?
Oh, is this a PNG?
Yeah,
Oh, I think then let me. Yeah, I'm just gonna download it then.
mm. Because some other pictures that I exported and also this white background, even though it shouldn't have any. Oh, check. Sorry. Now I think. Oh, just a second. So okay, so my mistake. Now it's definitely without any background. I
Oh, gotcha,
sent you another one.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one I sent that one should have no background.
Yeah, we can check it in Photoshop. Photo. Maybe I have the other thingy. No, I think I have it already in Photoshop. Yeah, I think there is a way to kind of like project down it in Photoshop. I think I done it somehow the other day.
Okay.
But yeah, we can check.
Mm-hmm.
Close the
Mm.
thing.
So,
Oh.
how do you feel about that? Is there need like is there need for like doing some more painting on the chair, or is that enough of texture for projection?
Hmm? Yeah, I'm just gonna open it. Oh, 2000 polygon. But if it's the full scene, that's actually really cool. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. It's actually quite low poly, so it's yeah, it's just yeah. I'm about to open test you some. It's just this new Photoshop is so damn slow. Well, actually, my
Ah.
machine is also. I can't. I shouldn't complain. But that's that. Okie dokie. And okay, so we're gonna do. I think it was shift. What's going on? Yeah, it is quite slow. Oh, okay, maybe.
Okay.
Hey, slowly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Ah, it's just then losing. Ah, damn. Yeah, it loses the what? It lost the projection. Oh, but it wasn't like so before. Have I pressed something? Ah, yeah, that was me. Never mind.
this is actually a fun way of doing these things. Like I have my phone and I can see the stream here, and on the same time I'm able to
It
do these
works.
things.
It's good. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty decent. It's not like working with some long buffer time or anything. I think it's pretty real time.
Oh, that's good news. And actually, we might gonna just gonna try to maybe we're gonna then use this later on sometimes, because what I'm looking at is that, yeah, where was the transform?
So did it still have the white background, or was it without background?
Yeah, it had some. Uh,
Okay.
it had some. Whoa, sorry.
No problem.
Uh, so yeah, this way I think if now I gonna merge down, it should be good. Oh, actually, hmm, just a second. No, it's not doing it for someone. So. But that's how I think. Merge down, right? Big export. I think that's how I used to do it. Merge down. No, maybe it's because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's weird.
So there's something strange happening.
Hmm. Yeah, the weird part actually is that it projects everywhere but to the to the one I want to. So it projected to all the rest, like you see the white things and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I tried to actually zoom in and maybe it's better. So
Mm.
it will stand by. I can't understand because the top part you
Yeah.
see it should have been actually like, let me reset. So you see it's like this,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously that's sort of like here. So
Mm-hmm.
that should be alright. And now I think as I done it, it was that I merged it down that I tried to done now.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting part is that thing stays the same,
Yeah.
but the rest is like, but the rest with the white got projected, which is like what?
Okay, but we can get around it, like eventually.
I'm looking at maybe the texture or something because it's some. Yeah, this is the thing that this Photoshop thing is buggy sometimes, at least on my end or for me. Like, okay, yeah, that is weird. it projected everywhere, but but where I wanted to. That's it.
Uh,
That is weird.
hmm.
Yes. Let's undo it first. So yeah, but so what I gonna do? What I gonna do, I think, is import it again first. Do a new like redo.
Yeah,
Start
no
from
worries.
fresh, yeah, and just try it with like that. That's fine. And three from
Mhm.
by prison interior integration. So I also the light thingy. Whoa.
Sorry, just a
No
second.
worries. Sure.
I'm going to check on. We'll be soon, just in a few minutes.
Mhm. Whoa. There, there we go. And now we copy that and we paste it. Do it there. That is AI. That is fine. Yeah, that is fine. Okay. The 3D view we can do that. It is. Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm back.
No worries. Oh, that's the wrong tool.
But yeah, it was nice to see how it transferred, like um, for at least what I saw on your screen. It seemed like it's nice and
Mm-hmm.
this sort of texturing is pretty new to me. Like it's not like the
Mm-hmm.
thing I've used to do, but it seems like the um, thing is getting together nicely, and like um, was expecting that it would take a little bit of time, more time to
Mm-hmm.
get like into the texturing, because this whole thing I sent you is it's like all painted in Procreate. There's no like imported textures that I do on it, just using
Oh,
different
just freehand.
brushes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just different brushes and some blending.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
no, I feel like yeah, I'm trying to do the. So also because what I'm thinking about now is how we could like match like cameras basically. What I gonna first?
Okay, so it would be easy for projection. Do you mean that?
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
well, first I see if it still works. It used to
Mm-hmm.
work though. Yeah, because what I noticed is that that's gonna be that's actually really hard to match up the projections exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that it may be the camera that's different or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Would it be easier if it would be projected like partially? That it's that if you just only project the
For the top part and stuff.
yeah
Yeah, uh,
yeah, because this was only like the
the top
like
part.
a test for the chair. It doesn't have like all the different. It doesn't have like the legs or
Yeah.
any other parts. I was just thinking that if that texture is enough, if you can like move it around and project it into the legs and everything.
Well, yeah, this is what I was trying to do now to take your to take. Well, maybe I just gonna reverse or redo this. Undo, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
if I can. Uh, so because yeah, what I was doing, maybe I can still show it to you. Is that there? Oh, so what I was doing here
Mm-hmm.
is that to match up with this warp tool, your texture with my projection that as is now,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's actually really on the spot, and that's why I was like trying to be like yeah at least project it to there, but this is so it's actually that part is good.
Okay.
And what I can figure out right now, but I don't think it has to do with the white background or if it's a PNG or not, because I remember I done it before. So what I
So
gonna
now it seems it's getting there.
yeah. So what I try now is hide everything besides the chair. This is like no texture, no anything.
Hmm. In the meantime, I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that I'll begin on painting for the door. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
cool.
maybe because it's a full flat surface, I think
Mm-hmm.
I'll just paint all over it, not just in part, but I think I'm going to do it all around.
So this is the 3D right? Yes. And now I swear to God, it was just merged down. Yes. Now it's doing it. That's weird
Great.
though.
Wow.
But yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Keep going.
Hmm. Yeah, so if you can see, that's how it got projected.
Nice.
So that's pretty
It's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I think
It
for
seems it works. That's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, yeah,
Just good to see.
yeah. So there we go.
So it will
So yeah, to a
maybe.
certain extent, we can. To a certain extent, yes, it works. So the next thing I'm thinking about
Hmm.
is you are taking your screen grabs from. Oh, sorry, I forgot. So was the
Yeah.
Forger projecting thingy working, or wasn't it? It wasn't working.
It's working. Like if I do a paint on Procreate
Mm-hmm.
and bring it into Forger, the projection works pretty nicely. Like it's looking just as it's looking in your screen.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
The problem is in that the touch screen is moving the object a bit,
Gotcha.
and when they are like over each other, then it's sometimes taking like miss taps
Mm-hmm.
and moving the object instead of moving the
The image.
image.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so
Uh huh.
that's the problem. And
Gotcha. Oh.
and
Uh-huh.
when the image is projected, and if I export the texture, I'm not sure if it has like that will it come out in that way that the texture can be like uh, just thrown over the object if I send it to you, or will it jump around?
Mm-hmm.
That's something we probably could have a test on at some point to see how it works.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Cool. I mean, yeah, I got what you mean, and yeah, that's probably must be a bit frustrating, like as you put it, like yeah, yeah, when you try to move it, and then it's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and if yeah, but it's getting better. It's been updated regularly, so probably it will get better over time. Still, there are many good sides to it. So
Uh-huh. Cool. Then I mean, yeah. Then in the meantime, while we hear and we see each other, maybe we can. Oh, okay. So maybe I can't. So yeah, what I'm trying to do now basically is if I can. I was just thinking maybe I can set up somehow cameras that I can. Oh, and also orthographic might help, right? Although it depends on your pay, because if we, so what I'm trying to do now is to duplicate a camera that I can just like can just do like so. So yeah, but I'm maybe maybe not. Or maybe you know what? Can
hmm
we try something? I just
go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I just first gonna set the other one up for like with the lighting and like flat unlit texture. Oh yeah, that's gonna be at the end. It's gonna be for the flat, so it helps you out. So yeah, how about okay, yeah, yeah. I'm also thinking about how we can we can streamline it. Maybe what I'm gonna try now is just as a quick sort of test. It should be the other one, this one. So,
Okay.
just wondering what's gonna happen if I. Whoa. So my idea is that I'm gonna set up separate layers for each and every camera.
Yeah.
And send you. Yeah, just gonna move it closer for you. Another one with the close up for the door. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen with the texture if I just gonna import these. Oops. What the? Oh. So am I gonna send you some screen grabs?
Okay.
Over Facebook. Oh. For
60 seconds.
Sure. No
I
worries.
will be back soon.
Door, and now I can rename it to door. Oh, to what is it?
Okay, so where were we?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to send you some pictures. I'm just gonna have to. JPEG is fine for now for testing. For a door, for the wall. That's gonna be the second wall. And that's gonna be the wall with the pipes. That is okay. Well, 3 in this instance. 3. And you actually, I think, I mean, it's not necessary to do it, professionally now, because now I think that I'm just gonna be able to sort of merge it layer by layer,
Okay.
hopefully. Yeah, I'm just gonna send these then to, to you. There we go. To Facebook. Through Facebook, sorry. Screen grab. So I think
Okay. Yeah, that's a good screen grab area. Mm. So,
yeah. So
so yeah.
as a test really for now,
Mm.
really just yeah as a test if you can give that a shot
Mm.
as a paint over.
Yeah, yeah. Those are just fine. Just fine. Mm.
I was stupid because it should have been. Well,
Yeah, there's no problem. It should be all good for some paint over.
yeah, don't need that. Oh yeah, fix also. I forgot about.
So yeah, so this way it would be easy for you to uh, when you take the paint over back to project it. Is that it? Mm.
I think so. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and this kind of screen grab is I think it's good in that way that as I had the original object with some shading with like
Help,
more
right? With like
yeah with like soft shading. Now I can more easily see the angles that make the shades. So it's a good help and yeah, of course I can do this sort of screen grabs too on Forger. So yeah, this but this is nice.
yeah, because I think I mean, if we do it like this, like I do some screen grabs, either probably I'm thinking that maybe actually it's good we figured out this streaming and calling thing because now we can
Yeah.
cooperate in a way like this and we can even like yeah talk and like see like hey Chaba move this light around or move zoom in onto
Hmm.
this on that and and I can do
Yeah.
the grabs accordingly.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, yeah, because you mentioned like you would need UV maps and stuff like that. So right now, at least how I usually do it in Photoshop, is like, nope. Yeah, so it's like, well, it's the, no, okay, I'm gonna use some, oh, okay, not like that, but more like something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so uh, I gonna have after the projection. I think I gonna have it with the UV maps. So let's say after an initial pass of these paint overs and stuff like that and projecting, I can even send you a UV map where you already have textures in as a reference. You know, that sort of might can help with, like, it usually, at least for me, it helps to be, or used to help, you know, like when there is actual, like, yeah, textures, materials back in the UV map.
Hmm. Yeah, it's who could make the process like faster in that way that it gives like a reference for the
Yeah.
final paint. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
can try on all of that too. Yeah, that that could well it could be helpful. Yeah.
Man, it's really coming together. I feel it's really good.
Yeah, and it's yeah, it's good that we tested on this way of doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's working. It seems it's working well, and yeah, nice to share share the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. Big time.
Yeah, and yeah, so I think I think we are quite good. I think I might
Mm-hmm.
have to
Yeah. Go for it.
go. Yeah, I might have to
Oh yeah, I might
prepare
gonna.
some stuff and
Sure. Yeah, I might
and
just send you. I mean, you know, you can go. I might just also send you later another screen grab if that's fine. Like, that's more like a full on and like in perspective, and you know, yeah, in textures. But yeah, now I think it's now that I just realized that, yeah, maybe we can do it with the layers without or instead of the cameras. But yeah, man, that's really cool. I think it's gonna be really good.
yeah. So we continue next time and
Yeah.
we'll check on the stuff you send and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
a good moment for getting these things together. And it was really nice to see that it's not not that big of an hassle to get the textures in your way and so on.
Oh yeah. And also, yeah, that we figured streaming and calling and all that, and that we had some time, yeah, to catch on, like MMO and all the rest. And yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, I don't wanna keep you up though. So yeah, it was super nice, and yeah. Whenever you feel, so we can have a call or just text.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Also, yeah. We'll send you the stuff as I get it done and yeah. Okay. Have a good time and enjoy the day.
Thanks, Auntie. Yeah, you too, buddy.
Okay. Okay. Speak soon.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.